Test, 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 test. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Oh. Yo. It is 12 o'clock at night. I'm usually not up this late. Hold up. How ass was the movie? So I'm gonna start out by saying I'm looking forward to seeing what the Remix Morning Show people say about this. Oh no, Paul Thomas Anderson needs his ass whooped. I'm sorry. Paul Thomas Anderson needs his ass whooped. Whooped for what he did in this movie. And I'm just so thrown. And I haven't heard any other black people talk about this movie yet. So let me be clear. So let me not get off track. I promise we're gonna do a lot of chatting back and forth chat today because I don't have a lot to say. But I just wanted to get some shit off my chest. I'm looking forward to the people at Black Liberation Media and Dr. Jared Ball at Mixwell talk about this movie, because if there ever was a movie that fit into like media counterinsurgency, it's probably this one. The amount of fuckery that this movie has in it politically is bananas. I almost I thought about walking out about 15 minutes into the movie. I thought about walking out. It was thematically violent. The things in some of the things that happened in the first 15 minutes of the movie were so gross that I almost in my head, I was like, I don't want my wife to experience this because, and this is, I don't know how to even engage with how to redress this with Tiana Taylor and the young sister, I don't know her name. And what's the other girl's name? Regina Hall or Regina King? The way they did black women in this movie, I cannot believe. I just cannot believe in 2025 that I watched a movie with the word jungle pussy used multiple times in the first 15 minutes. So the movie itself as a film is great. Right. People are like, what? Yes. The movie itself as a film is amazing. I got like a fitness watch. My fitness watch thinks I was exercising for the last 3 hours. It has my calories it has me at 10,000 steps, 4,000 calories burned. Because as a film, as a technical piece of film, it is an amazing piece of film. It's really good in that regard. But I only made it through the whole thing because I had to see if they were going to try to redeem the gross shit that happens in this movie in the first 20 minutes. I hope I'm not the last person to speak on it. I know Khadijah just retired and we ain't heard from Kim and T and a couple other folks in a minute. I'm hopefully Olay will do a panel on it. And maybe I'm tripping. Excuse me. Maybe I'm seeing things that other black films will not see. But the shit, the way they depict Black women in revolutionary action, and this came out the day Assata Shakur died, and I have to put my Hotep hat on. I have to put my Hotep hat on. That, excuse me, that just feels like too much psychological warfare. That they would come out with this movie that depicts Black women revolutionary activity in such a gross and demeaning way. I'm just kind of still shocked. I'm shocked that in 2025 a white director would play with Black women the way he just did. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna just spoil this shit because I don't give a fuck because I hope nobody watches it. So in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor and a bunch of other folks are revolutionaries, and they're starting some type of unilateral guerrilla warfare type situation. And they're just doing kind of, they freed a bunch of folks from like an immigration prison space, and doing all this stuff. In the first 5 minutes, Tiana Taylor is in a room with Sean Penn, and Sean Penn immediately makes like a suggestive face at her, calls her a sexy mama, something like that. And then Tiana Taylor tells him to get it up. So at gunpoint, Tiana Taylor forces Sean Penn's character to arouse himself. And this is a real line from the movie, by the way. No, she didn't shoot him. She didn't shoot him, no. She made him walk around with an erection, yada, yada, yada. She then gets in the car, and the dialogue between her and another Black woman, the Black woman characters, is only known as Jungle Pussy. That is her name in the movie. I don't think she had another name. So she, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and Jungle Pussy are in the car with someone else. And she's like, "You think he like white girls? Oh, I think he like white girls. You like white girls?" And I'm like, oh. And so initially I'm like, maybe this is just going to be some over the top wild shit, right? Then maybe 5 minutes later is this scene, scene with this line. No. 5 minutes later, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is trying to show her how to do a bomb, and she is so aroused by this that she starts essentially humping him while he's putting a bomb, showing her how to put a bomb together or something. And so I'm like, okay, we get it. She is this revolutionary action that she's participating in is also like a thrill seeking thing. I can work with that. We get it. But Paul Thomas Anderson felt like we didn't get it. Paul Thomas Anderson felt like we didn't get it. So Paul Thomas Anderson has essentially this same scenario repeated ad nauseum for like 10, 15 minutes straight. And then at a certain point, Sean Penn's character, the Fed, doesn't capture her, but like catches her in the middle of some bombing type shit. And instead of turning her over, it's basically like, come fuck with me and I'll let you go. come fuck with me and I won't say shit about, I don't care nothing about. He says something like, I don't care how many things you blow up. I don't care what you do, as long as you meet me at this hotel room. So 5 minutes after being all over Leonardo DiCaprio, she's now also fucking Sean Penn's character in some BDSM shit. And I'm almost okay with that because, like, okay, conservative white men fetishize black women. There's a whole industry of conservative white men being domed by black women, sex workers. Some power play shit. All right. But they just keep going. So, thank you. Gia, you got it. Where you go, Gia? Not only are black women whores in this movie, but they are unfit to lead because literally their vaginas control their brains. Literally, that is essentially the messaging at the beginning. So she gets pregnant. We found out eventually that the baby is actually Sean Penn's baby, which I feel like you could probably figure out after not too long. It wasn't hard to figure out. So spoiler alert, but I don't give a fuck. Don't go watch this. So she gets pregnant. She has the baby and she abandons Leonardo DiCaprio and the baby because she's also unfit to be a mother. She's also unfit to be a mother. She doesn't like being tied down. She tries to couch it. And there's no actual, people are calling this a leftist movie. There's no leftist politics in this. At most, it's liberal. But there's no engagement with anything actually tangible that you will call leftist. Right? And so she leaves, but she doesn't leave. She just abandons the baby and him. She doesn't actually leave yet. She abandons the baby and him, and now it's all black women heist time. All black women heist time, right? So we've excised the one white dude that we know out of the situation. Oh, there's one black man. There's one black man the whole fucking movie. It's Barksdale. It's the Barksdale guy from The Wire. He has a couple lines at the beginning where they're planning out their anti-immigration heist. And then his next line is him slobbing down a white woman. And he says, "Working white lady, go," or some shit like that. And it's gross and lurid. And then she goes in and it's a part of like the bomb thing. We don't see him ever again. We see him try to escape. We don't see him ever again after he maybe escapes. No, the politics are not similar to Superman. There's no politics in this movie. The revolutionaries in this movie are the Mexican immigrants, maybe, because they're actually organized and they manage their situation without a hitch. The revolutionaries as presented to us are clowns. They're presented to us as clowns. Right? The man who gives Leo the coordinates, is maybe biracial or Latino. And then there's like another guy who's like seems to be on some shit. They get him out the way early. Right. And so going back to the all black woman heist. So all black women heist is happening. They run up in the bank and Jungle Pussy jumps up. Yeah, somebody tell me what the French 75, if there's some symbology there I don't know about. So the all woman Bellamy, what did you just say? That's her character's name. The all woman black woman bank heist starts. Jungle Pussy jumps up on the bank counter and starts literally like a Howard University spoken word monologue. And she's like, got the gun, and she's like, I'm taking off my mask. This is power. My pussy is power. Jungle pussy. I use this to feed, to buy my materials, to da. And I'm just like, and I'm sure there's an angle probably somebody's gonna explain this away as if like, okay, we're supposed to be critical of the fetishization of revolutionary and like black women in revolutionary roles or something or whatever. I'm sure there's an angle where this is supposed to be a deconstruction. But if you saw my video on like Edge, I understand edgelords. The reality is, once you've put certain stuff out there, it doesn't matter if you deconstruct it. Because as I was leaving, me and my wife ranted about this. We finished it over an hour ago, but I had to. She had a lot to say because it was violent towards her. This movie is violent. Like, this movie is abusive to watch, I imagine, for a lot of black women. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not even going to give you the context of this statement. I forgot about this one. This happens at the end. So in the middle of this speech, this horrible spoken word like speech about a vagina and guns, Teyana Taylor shoots a guy and gets caught. She gets caught and immediately rats on the revolution, sells out the revolution after she gets caught. So a bunch of people get killed. All the white people get killed on screen, which I don't think is an accident. The white members of this revolutionary, community, they get killed on screen. Almost as if to send the message. The black folks that die, they get killed off screen, but after they rat, it seems. Is Teyana's fault character explained? There's a couple of moments, and I guess the movie at some point, so there's one moment where Regina King's character seems to understand that Teyana Taylor's character is ridiculous. There's a conversation between two other black women later in the film, between Regina King and a black woman that's like a nun or whatever in this revolutionary thing, where they're like, Teyana Taylor's character is the problem that keeps on giving. Regina Hall, thank you. I'm sorry. So, but we're not meant to like, it feels like we're not meant to judge Teyana Taylor's character as harshly as the movie presents it. And Regina Hall is good. I feel so bad for Regina and Teyana and this young black woman, young biracial woman, I don't remember her name, because they carry the movie. Everybody's performance is great. And it's hard for black women to get this type of like premier movie star energy, like whatever. Jungle P is her name. IRL, she's a musician. There's a framework where I'm fine with that. Within the context of the film, and I feel bad with them because I know, well, I don't know. I assume a lot of black feminists are going to rip this movie apart. Black women in general, for those of you who don't see yourselves as feminists, I can't imagine too many black women watching this, seeing how they're depicted and being like, oh, it's cool. Who is this movie for? This movie is for mediocre white men who fetishize black women. There's a white supremacist community in the movie. I feel like I'm forgetting something else important. You think I'm taking the movie in bad faith? Nah. To me, there's no bad faith version of Jungle Pussy's soliloquy at the bank. There's no good faith version of that. I'm sorry. Somebody gonna have to listen. I will be open to amending this. When I make the B-side about this a week from now, I'll have given time for other people to have watched it and make sense of it and come with angles I wasn't thinking of. But as I sat in the theater with my black wife and watched Tiana Taylor be this, it sounds like a satire, but it wasn't. It was only satirical for black people, maybe. Yeah, and it's like movie of the year conversations. I don't know. Yo, I hope I'm tripping. I hope that people whose opinion I respect come through and are like, FD, you tripping. It's happened before. And I'm not saying it's not a well-made, entertaining film. But the politics of this film, so have y'all seen the preview? In the preview, they like there's a kind of a joke of a non-binary person in with the with the daughter. The movie makes the choice to have that be who rats the daughter out. So the one non-binary character rats out the daughter. The Mexican boy and the white girl, they hold tight. But the non-binary character, they rat the daughter out. And that feels very purposeful. Yeah, so somebody I just saw, I'm not because I don't want to spotlight people I disagree with. So somebody just said this is a mixed group of people fighting against the system or rejecting ICE. Yeah, but no, this is a family drama. This was a family drama movie using this revolutionary fantasy as, using this revolutionary fantasy as the staging for what is essentially a family drama. And it's definitely like where I sit right now is anyone coming away from this feeling like this was revolutionary, they got your ass. And we got work to do on our media literacy. And y'all need to be there for my Sinners video in a couple of weeks. Because this is exactly the type of shit I talk about in that video, about how we need to be able to understand why we like what we like. So I can imagine if I wasn't there with my black wife, I wasn't a black man that had opinions about the way black women are depicted and represented in media, I wouldn't have it wouldn't have registered to me how gross and exploitative the representation of Black women was in this movie. And out of seeing the revolutionary organizing and the diversity and the way that they fought against fascism and the very like ugliness of the fascists and the white supremacists in this film, I may have been left that being like, yeah. But seeing Teyana Taylor, one of the most beautiful Black women in the world, be depicted in such a way, be like have this character that is so oversexed that she can't even finish revolutionary missions. She can't sit through like revolutionary education because she's so wanting these white men. Her last words on the screen, not words technically, the last message she gives before the very end is a message to Sean Penn character that says, "This pussy don't pop for you." This sounds like I'm making it up. Oh my God. I'm really getting upset. Verbatim on as a note. Everybody's giving it 5 stars. Let me hear. What am I missing? I haven't read any reviews. I knew it was well reviewed, but I don't like to engage with reviews too tough. Before I watch, y'all, thank you for the raid. Because I like to see things like without having other people's thoughts in my head, because I'm not above being influenced. Somebody just asked, what did my wife think? My wife was horrified. She was uncomfortable. She said the first 10 minutes, and all of this shit, most of the shit I'm complaining about is it's the staging for the whole movie. It's the staging for the whole movie. So in the first 15 minutes, my wife was like, she felt like uncomfortable in the theater, and she was, and I just saw somebody post that, another Black one post that on one of my posts. She said it felt like when you were watching a movie with a sex scene in front of your parents, and it's like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. We're supposed to compare it to Boogie Nights. I think, yeah, somebody just said this. I think people are brushing off the first 20 minutes because the rest of the movie is so good. And that makes sense. But I was watching the rest of the movie waiting for them to explain themselves. Like waiting for somebody to circle back and be like, yo, so Teyana Taylor character was wilding, right? And we should think about this in this way. And these revolutionaries are trash, so we should think about this in this way. But none of that happens. This is a very liberal image. I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson wants viewers to come away from this movie with a high regard for the idea of revolutionary action. I don't think that was his goal. I can't believe that he wanted us, because all the revolutionaries are dead or in jail by the end of the movie, except for the daughter, who doesn't seem like she's learned from any of her mother's mistakes. What you are missing trying to interpret something that is ambiguous purposely. There's nothing ambiguous about Semen Demon. There's nothing ambiguous about that. There's nothing ambiguous about this pussy don't pop for you no more. There's nothing ambiguous about that. These are real lines and moments from the movie. But yeah, are these words in the book? This is based off a book? Is this based off a book? This is my take for now. Book's called Vineland. Somebody just said it. In the novel, the character is a white woman. Yeah, so Teyana Taylor's character is completely different in the book. This is actually not off. This is actually not off base. There's so much I'm leaving out. This is so much I'm leaving out. So I saw somebody say this, and I know this is going to happen. The educated incel niggas are going to have a field day with this movie. And y'all, if you know who I'm talking about. But the educated incel type niggas that be all over Twitter, they all got hundreds of thousands of tweets. They stay calling me a lib, but they don't actually do anything but tweet about it. They're gonna have a field day with this because they're gonna say they're gonna point out that this character is real, that there are real black women like this. And don't get me wrong, that is a real thing. These are caricatures of real ugly elements on Twitter and whatever. But they're going to have a field day with this. This was for them. They're going to laugh so hard. Right. This is exactly how they're going to sound. This is exactly how they're going to sound. All them dudes that's talking about septum ring theory, they're going to love this movie. They're going to love this movie. Exactly. Paul Thomas Anderson is no any black. This was fetish material. Right. Somebody just said it. I don't know how I haven't mentioned this yet. Thank you. Jezebel Sapphires all through the movie. All through the movie. Septum ring theory is some quasi manosphere bullshit that basically caricatures black feminists as man-hating, white men-loving, liberal, bad politics havers. You know, all of the worst elements of, you know, liberal academia, black feminism, whatever, they've codified into a caricature, and they're using that to paint any black woman that has anything negative to say about their experiences with black men or has read bell hooks once. So I'll give this. I think that brown folks, Latino folks are gonna come away, and I don't know how to feel about that, because I don't know how and why the Latino folks in this movie are hyper competent. What's the brother's name? What's the Benicio del Toro? Is that him? Benicio del Toro's dope. He doesn't blink. He's ready for everything. Leonardo DiCaprio's bumbling and stumbling everywhere. He don't remember his passwords and shit. Benicio del Toro's smooth as shit the whole time. The anti-ice actions they have in there, they're on point, and none of them get caught. But the niggas get caught. And the white people get killed fucking around with these niggas. And so I get how you could look at it from a standpoint of a brown standpoint, a Latino standpoint, and have it feel like it did you right. I get that, but that juxtaposition is not on accident. It's not on accident that these revolutionary Negroes, male and female, they're there for thrills and to fuck white people, while the Mexican immigrants have a well-developed, organized, secure strategies for resisting. And that these white people fucking around with these niggas doing revolutionary hijinks get killed on screen, and the black people snitch on them. But again, because I don't want to be here all night, y'all. I won't be here all night. As a technical piece of film, 8.5 out of 10. Once I didn't vomit up my dinner after the first 20 minutes and the movie got into what it really wanted to do, which is be this high stakes family drama, very well made movie. It might win all the awards. They're going to call this a powerful message of diverse resistance against the Trump regime. But as a political messaging movie, as a left movie, no. -1 jillion billion trillion out of 10. Visual abuse towards black women in the first 20 minutes. Somebody commented that I don't know how to prove it, but Tyler Perry got to be behind this somehow. And that's an accurate attack on the film, that it felt like Tyler Perry characters snuck into a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. So we'll see. The Bread Tube, I will see Bread Tube. Listen, the rest of y'all, this y'all warning. I'm not saying I'm right. But if your favorite bread tuber come out with a pro this movie take, I'm praying all y'all just watch me first before you put that shit on the ether, because you might have missed it. And I may be wrong. They may be right. I may be missing it. I'm just saying. I may be missing it, but I'm pretty sure they missing it. So please, I'm trying to save y'all, because I'm going to look at all of you. Anybody that loves this movie, I'm looking at sideways from here on out. It's like, there's no way. There's no way. Lord, Lord, Lord. All right. I'm gonna put this on the B-sides probably in its entirety and call it a night. I appreciate y'all being here to let me get this off my chest. Peace and blessings, y'all.